ladybirds and ladybirds, welcome to my channel. My name is Danny and it's been a little while since I made a video, but my life has been kind of crazy lately. I'm sure your life has been a little crazy too. The whole world is a little crazy right now. So I make videos about my journey to sobriety and the life that I lived and the things that I did along the way. So if this sounds interesting to you, please give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below. That really helps the growth of my channel. And if you can hit that bell right down there, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. The last two videos I made were on my former career working as an exotic dancer. That was one of two jobs that I had. The other one was exercise riding racehorses on the track, which I absolutely loved. The reason why I had to have two jobs at the beginning was because I was a very driven and restless person that always needed something to do with myself. And the reason why I had to have two jobs at the end is because I had a $200 a day or more heroin habit. And it wasn't just heroin. I supplemented that with cocaine and crystal meth and Xanax. And the only reason that I'm clean right now is because I got thrown in jail. I got thrown in jail with 5 felonies and 2 misdemeanors against me. I would love to make a video about my experience there. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. But the video I'm making today is about my first time at rehab. So when I was in jail, they gave me the option of either staying there while my case was prosecuted, or because I was a first-time non-violent drug offender, they could release me into a drug treatment program. And of course, I chose the drug treatment program. I thought it was going to be easy. I had already gotten through the difficult part in jail, which was the detox. So I thought I would just have to go through the motions, keep my head down, everything would be fine. Everything would be great. Let's just take a quick look at where I was heading into this whole rehab experience. I had a boyfriend at the time, but he was more of a hindrance than a help. He was involved in both drug and gang activities. I did not have any money, and all the friends that I had either disappeared because they were just drug friends, or wanted nothing to do with me because I had burnt them so many times. I did have my family, especially my mom, providing me emotional support over the phone and stuff. And on top of that, I was still detoxing. Physical symptoms can last over a month, and it was the emotional and the mental effects of withdrawal that were really hard to deal with. When you use opiates, it really suppresses your emotions, and when you get clean, it they just spring back times 10. So things that are sad or world-endingly depressing, and things that are happy or hysterical, your emotions are crazy ping pong out of control. I was not in a good headspace at all. I was so emotionally vulnerable. I had felt betrayed by everything that was going on. I did not think that I needed treatment. I thought once I had gotten over the physical aspects of addiction that I would be fine. That was not the case at all. I was a hot mess heading into rehab, and this rehab was unfortunately not a good experience for me. It's not even open today. This rehab actually has gone out of business. It was an old farm that they had converted into a rehab. So there was a farmhouse for the men's program, there was a farmhouse for the women's program, and then they had built a facility in the middle where we would go for group meetings, NA meetings, and AAs, and then they actually had a little chow hall over to the side where we would walk up to go eat. Our little farmhouse was converted, but not very well, and it kind of smelled, and it was rickety, and we had to take 10-minute showers, and we had to schedule showers. It was also really underfunded. So because it was underfunded, it was also understaffed. So the counselors there had to spend most of the time in the office working on administrative tasks. So we would only have one counselor on per shift. And because there wasn't enough counselors, the patients ended up taking on roles of the counselors. They would lead the groups and the meetings. I think we would have one meeting or group a day that was led by the actual counselor, and the rest of them were all like patient-led activities. I was there for a 30-day stay, but they also offered 60-day programs and 90-day programs. So when I got there, there was already an established hierarchy of women that had been there for like weeks and months. And there was 2 women that were actually like the ringleaders of the whole program. The actual head of the female program kind of fostered a very catty, backstabby, gossipy atmosphere. So anytime somebody did like this tiny little thing, these 2 ringleaders would run tell on them. Looking back on my life and the things that I've been through, hands down, this is the worst treatment that I ever had. And that was partially because I couldn't remove myself from the situation because I was there under court order. So if I did anything wrong, if I tried to leave, if I tried to fight the girls, I would be back in jail. So I just had to take it. And it wasn't just me that was targeted either. There was other girls there that ended up actually leaving because they couldn't stand the treatment. For instance, there was one girl that ended up being assigned a room with one of the ringleaders. And the ringleader said that she stunk like cat pee and that she had fleas. So they took the girl and they actually put her in isolation because the ringleader didn't want to share a room with her, and made something up about her because she didn't smell like cat pee and she didn't have fleas at all. It was total malarkey. They actually ended up calling a house meeting to address the issue of this patient passing gas, because she passed gas accidentally in one meeting, one time that I know about. And they said the 2 ringleaders are like, oh, she's doing it all the time. She's doing it on purpose to be disrespectful. She ended up leaving. I don't blame her. They ended up having like NA and AA meetings from the outside, which is very common at rehabs. And we would also be transported to outside NA and AA meetings like a couple times a week. I remember this one AA meeting in particular. After the meeting, I went up to speak with one of the guest speakers. She was like, is this normal? What's going on here? She was horrified because what was going on is that during the meetings and during the group sessions, these 2 ringleaders would constantly be laughing, be talking, be passing notes, mocking the other girls that were talking. A rehab is basically a safe space away from drugs and alcohol where you can work on yourself, focus on yourself, and try to fix the problems that cause you to use so you won't use moving forward, okay? So when you're at rehab, you're really spending a lot of time talking through your past, really doing a lot of introspection, and you're supposed to be sharing and talking about your experiences with the people that you're in the program with. And at this program, those 2 ringleaders kind of had a very toxic atmosphere. So it was not a kind of atmosphere that you would want to share anything personal in, because they would mock you for it or they would laugh about you about it. And it wasn't just that, like there was some other squirrely going on too. There was a lot of thefts. Once a week, if you had money, the counselors would go to the store and buy stuff for you. So the patients would give them money for like toiletries, cigarettes, candy, junk food, and all that stuff would go missing. And it wasn't just that stuff too, like people's clothing went missing. One girl's necklace got stolen. Things were constantly getting taken. While I was there, because I could not leave, I ended up being one of the girls that was targeted the most, and they turned like everything that I did into an issue. Like I remember I was feeling really sick one day. I ended up skipping a whole day of groups, and these 2 ringleaders went and told the head counselor that I was routinely skipping classes, and she pulled me aside and she's like, if you miss any more classes, I'm going to kick you out of the program. Like, I just missed one day's worth. So it was just every couple days, it was like Danielle this, Danielle that. And I did get a reprieve from that. If a new girl came, depending on if they liked that new girl or not, if they didn't like her, then she would be the one that would be at the receiving end of their lovely attentions. I ended up not completing my 30-day stay there. The head counselor pulled me into her office. I think it was at like the 21-day mark or something like that. Pulled me into her office because I was there under court order. I had a case manager. She called my case manager on speakerphone and she said, Danielle can't stay here anymore. I was surprised by this because she didn't say anything to me before she made this phone call. And she was like, I can't say that Danielle has done anything wrong in particular, but her presence here is too disruptive to the other patients seeking help. So we are no longer able to have her continue her treatment here. Luckily, I had a great case manager and she arranged for me to leave the very next day. She didn't send me back to jail, which I'm very thankful for. The day after I had left the rehab, I was in a bar drinking, and like the day after that, one of my drug buddies got me some coke. Boom, I was using. It took him like 2 or 3 weeks to catch on to the fact that I was fully relapsing. And then after that, my case manager sent me to my second rehab. I went to rehab 3 times. It took me 3 rehab stints to get some semblance of sobriety. Those 2 rehab stints afterwards were amazing, like amazing. I loved my rehabs. I ended up going to a bunch of NA and AA meetings with women that I was in that first rehab with, and it was through one of them that I learned that it was actually one of the ringleaders that was responsible for the thefts there. They actually caught her in the act of theft, and they had to remove her from the program and the premises under police escort. That's a little vindicating. I wish I had been there to see it. I hope the other one got some form of comeuppance too. Karma's a bitch. She normally gets you in the end. And I hope that she really got them because they deserve it. They really do deserve it. You know, it's really unfortunate what happened, not only to me, but other girls that had went there seeking help, desperate for help, needing to get clean, wanting to change, and they ended up getting chased out by these 2 girls or not receiving any kind of the help that they needed because those meetings and those groups were just too toxic to get any help from. So that's it. That's the end of my story about my first time at rehab. I actually want to make more videos about my other 2 rehab stints because they were absolutely amazing. And I think you guys would be really interested about what happened there, the characters that I met, the counselors there, the whole thing. It was just a lot of fun and a lot of help. A lot of help. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And until then, take care of yourselves, have a good day, and I will talk to you later.